All righty. Well, hello, and welcome to everybody that's joining us, to everybody that's watching the replay. I'm so excited to have you guys here with us today. We've got an exciting presentation coming for you today, and I am being joined by my dear friend and business partner, the Artemis Skye McNeil. Artemis and I have been working together for a few years now, right? And she is just such a beautiful addition to our team. She's a team player, such an instrumental person in helping me to get to founder. So thank you, you and your team. Sade is here too for all of your help and support. And just a wealth of knowledge. I've learned so much from her and just enjoy her so much. So I'm so glad that you guys are going to get to experience the happiness habit. And towards the end, Artemis, maybe you can show them how to connect with you, because Artemis also offers, her workshops are weekly. So what we're doing today is the first of a monthly series that we'll be offering starting now and going to the end of the year and probably into the first part of the year as well. What our goal and our intention here is to introduce you to products that you probably already have. Most of you are active doTERRA customers. You order every month. So we want to make sure that you know how to use your products. And we want to introduce you to some other products that maybe you don't know about yet. And maybe you need them. Maybe they could be helpful as part of your natural health care journey, your natural health and wellness journey. So we'll talk about some of the products that you may not know about. And this first class is all about nutrition and supplements. And so what I love about Artemis, that the reason why I wanted her to come and join me is because that is what she does. She's all about nutrition, and you can look at her backdrop and tell that she knows all about supplementation. And what I love is that she studied various brands. And so there are some supplements that she may suggest to you that are outside of doTERRA's scope right now. But she's very well studied on across the board. And so we are so happy to have her here and so happy to have you guys here. So what I want to just do to kick this off, because I want to give you an idea of how we're going to have this conversation. We're going to talk a little bit about why it's so important to discuss this. And then we're going to get into one by one a series of supplements that doTERRA offers. Now, what I want to tell you now is that we're going to go fast towards the end. Take pictures, take a little picture of the screen so that you can grab those slides. If you registered, then you will get a copy of both the slides and the replay of this. So go register if you haven't registered yet. Registration will be open until 3 p.m. today, Eastern Standard Time. All right, so we're gonna go quickly. I just wanna be clear. We're gonna go quick. You can drop your questions in the chat, and then we'll save time at the end for a little Q&A. And a lot of these supplements, guys, we're gonna deep dive even further as this series continues. So let's dive in. Why is nutrition and supplementation so important? Well, what I want to say is, why don't we let Artemis say it? How about that? She is the certified wellness and nutrition specialist. So why is nutrition so important, Artemis?
Well, first, I want to say thank you for having me. If it's your first, I really appreciate it. And congratulations on founders. So why is nutrition so important? Well, because that is our fuel. That's how we live. Without it, we wouldn't be able to function. It's just the most basic element of life. So we must get our nutrients in. And supplementation, that could be a whole episode in itself. But supplementation is what we need because of the lack of nutrients that we have today. And we know, we talk about this all the time. We talk about depleted soil, glyphosate, GMOs, on and on. And if this started back in the 1950s with the industrial revolution taking on, where farming became a lot bigger and the soil was depleted from then, and where are we in the stream of time now from 1950? So what's happened since then to today? And so we need, even if we eat well, we need supplementation. But notice that word, supplementation, not substitution, right? We supplement, not substitute. And so we need, even though we eat well, or we try to eat well, we're not going to eat perfect. Even the 80-20 rule right there, we're missing something in that 20%. But what if we can supplement with high quality sources where they have, especially with companies like doTERRA and others that have a high integrity level, and will keep things, first of all, sustainable, clean, GMO free, glyphosate free, and then give us those supplements to our nutrition that we may be lacking.
Mhm. Yeah, I appreciate that. And the other thing, Artemis, that I've studied is that, or that I've learned in my studies, is that a lot of the food that is readily available here in the U.S. are banned in other countries, right? Have you done any research on that?
So there's about like 14,000 different food additives that have been banned in other countries. There's about 11 that have been banned in the US. And so we're a little bit behind, the ball on the quality of our food. And by food, that's such a big, that's a small word, and it encompasses a big field. There is real food, there's processed food, which all food is processed to some point. When you cut something up or slice something, you're processing it. But then there's foods that have become so processed, does the body even recognize them as food, that nutrition? We give up a lot in the name of taste. We give up a lot in nutrition. So, for instance, there's some food dyes, colorings that have been known. They're directly connected to ADD or ADHD in children, as well as some other things. And they're put in all kinds of foods that are for children. So, yeah, when it comes to food additives, we're behind on the times, and that's where we have to be educated, reading labels, and not just the nutrition labels, but all the ingredient labels, and as well as educating our children and knowing that when we say no to something, that doesn't mean that we are restricting ourselves. It means we could say yes to many other things. We just have to know where to go. We have to know what we're going to say no to, and then all the things we can say yes to really have a healthy, well-rounded microbiome and nutritional palate.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. We're not saying no to something, we're saying yes to a lot of other things.
Okay.
And it's so important. You mentioned that nutrition is fuel for our bodies. It's so important that we think about it like that. Everything that we put into our mouth, we're doing it so that we can fuel our body, fuel our cells. I also think that, the food, I saw this quote once that said, the food will either fight disease or feed it. Right. And so that's why nutrition is something that we should all be aware of, and that we should spend the time to really break some of the generational habits that we've learned. A lot of things have been passed down throughout the centuries and they're not good, especially in certain communities. And so we've got to learn how to break that and really take control of our health by proper nutrition. And so hopefully what you guys take away from this today is, I hope you feel empowered with some ideas and some solutions and some supplements that will just do that. Supplement, not substitute. So, all right. We're going to dig in because doTERRA has a lot, right? Artemis, look at her, her backdrop. All right. So I'm going to share my screen. This is when you can start taking your screenshot, and hopefully you guys can see everything. Guys, one of our best selling, not even one of, the best selling product that doTERRA has is called Lifelong Vitality. This right here is a bestseller where if you're a part of the doTERRA community, you are likely on this. Anybody, you want to raise your virtual hand if you're on Lifelong Vitality? If you are not on Lifelong Vitality, I'm going to raise both hands. Yep, I see them all. If you're not on Lifelong Vitality, I want you to listen up because this right here is a game changer. Okay, it is a game changer. So I'm going to give you a little bit of an overview of what it is. So Lifelong Vitality is a 3-pack supplement system. All right. It's infused with all of the vitamins and minerals that your body's going to need. Most of the vitamins and minerals that your body's going to need. So there's 3 components of it. The first component is our multivitamin. It's infused with 22 essential vitamins and nutrients. It's equivalent to 12 servings of fruits and veggies. It comes from whole food sources, no fillers. And then we have our omega. Our omega is really great, and Artemis talked a little bit more about this, but it's really great for our mental health. It's great for our heart health, for our joints, all kinds of things. And doTERRA's omegas are infused with 9 different essential oils, including King Frank, whom we all know and love. Also, thyme is in there, which I think is a great inclusion, and is also very good for the immune system, to help support the immune system. And then essential oils being a part of this trio is really going to help to drive those nutrients deeper into the cells. Okay. Now, also included in this is the Alpha CRS. This is a proprietary blend. Consider this like fuel for your cells. Okay, it's got lots of antioxidant support, and it really helps to energize the cells at the mitochondria level. So those of us who are on it know that this is one of the main sources of energy. For me, when I first started taking these supplements, everything changed. For me, it happened very quickly. Everybody's body is different. Everybody's going to respond to it differently. But I felt like I could run a marathon immediately. And what I know is that my body can tell when the lifelong vitality is out of its system. And I know so many of you feel the same way. Artemis, now you have a distillery, you have options for supplements and vitamins and things like that. Tell us your thoughts on lifelong vitality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's one of the best combinations that I've found. And like you said, I have a dispensary at my disposal, and there's a lot of amazing brands. But here's the thing, doTERRA is right up there with them, so doTERRA is its own dispensary. And that's how I feel about that. The quality, the research, the combinations. As a matter of fact, this is what I call my multivitamin. If you're taking one multivitamin, that's not really doing the service. This is a multivitamin. So when I have basics that I talk about, just a basic standard nutritional, I call it the starter kit. This is what I consider as the multivitamin. And of course, we need our omegas. Our brain is made up of most of these fats that we have to keep, supplying to our brain. The Alpha CRS is an amazing addition to the vitamins and minerals of the VMZ and the omega because of its anti-inflammatory properties in the ingredients. And you should do your research on that. There are case studies on the Scalaria that are very impressive. We don't make claims here, but it's worth reading the case studies on. I mean, there are a lot of interesting studies that are showing how this mediates pathways for different inflammatory issues that come up, and it's very impressive. And that's just one ingredient. So Scalaria, or Chinese skullcap, is a very strong herb used in a lot of modalities, I should say. Then you've got the pine bark. Pine bark has so many antioxidant properties in it. And that's just 2 of the ingredients in the CRS. So when they say it's like a mitochondrial support, it's accurate that they can say that, along with boswellia, which is our frankincense, milk thistle, which supports the liver, pomegranate, which is one of the highest on the antioxidant level. We got your green tea, your turmeric, your ginkgo. So when you have, this is like a powerhouse right here. So you add that into the mix of your vitamins, minerals, and omegas. How can you not feel a difference, a support, a boost in your energy?
Yeah, it's so true. And I think sometimes, like, I've had several people say to me, like, oh, like, my experience was that it was drastic. It was within 10 minutes, I was like, oh, I feel like a whole different person. And some people don't feel it quite as quickly. And so, I think it's important. I don't know if you have anything to say to this, but I just want to remind you guys that sometimes what's happening on the inside it starts on the inside. Maybe you don't feel it yet, but I think it's so important to give any regimen that you're on at least 90 days so that your body can kind of catch up and you can kind of feel it. Do you have any thoughts on that, Artemis?
Yeah, it really depends where you are in your health cycle, in your hormone cycle. So there's some people that are already taking care of themselves and they're going to the next level. And they may not feel it as quickly as somebody that may have had mitochondrial depletion and after a little bit feels it, because the fact that there's essential oils in there and it is a catalyst to pulling things in, we can feel them. They are very bioavailable. Some won't maybe feel them as much, but they can have this consistent. Sometimes I say, it's not what you feel, it's what you don't feel, right? Hey, I didn't have that brain fog today. I didn't have that mid-afternoon slump. I felt like I was a little clear in my thinking. So you may not take them and then go run a marathon, but what is it that you are not feeling that's allowing you this sustained maybe energy? And it's not an energy that's robbing your adrenals like a cup of coffee that's, you know, like kind of hitting you and then you have that decline. It's more of a metabolic boost that's really supporting your system as a whole. And
Yeah.
so it's going to work differently with each person. But again, we have different needs. I am not at the same place as you are, right? And so we are all going to feel it a little bit differently.
Yeah. No, I love it. And what a nice segue into our MetaPower line. This is one of our newest lines that doTERRA released last September, I believe. We're not going to delve. This right here is its own workshop. This is a powerhouse system. It complements the Lifelong Vitality very, very well. It is designed to support your metabolic health. It is a 3-step process, 3-step program. Some of you I can see have joined and you ordered the MetaPower Advantage when it was on BOGO last week, which is crazy that they would even have that on BOGO. I'm still like crazy over that. It was such a great deal. That collagen is Artemis, I'm gonna let you speak to it. I'll let you speak to it.
Well, it's very impressive. I've always talked about collagen. It's one of the foundational products that I use just in general. My niche is gut health, microbiome health, which is a place to start. And the integrity of the lining of our inner lining, our tissues is just so important. And that is collagen. It is what we're made of that. That's how what's building. And so we want to make sure, though, that it can be bioavailable or that it can absorb, that we can utilize it. And some collagens are not, right? So what's impressive about the MetaPower is that it has 9 different collagens in it. I have another one too. I'll show you, I won't say the name because I use it and I thought it was good and is good, but it's got 2. It's got 2 collagens. Now it's got the collagen 1, which is great. It's one of the most important ones to have, but it's got 2 and it is touted as one of the best collagens, this one. So now we have 9 collagens in this one with tripeptides, which tripeptides means the way they're bonded together, it is readily available and absorbs well in the body. And that's what we want. We don't want just to take something just to be, that it flushes out because our body couldn't use it. So that's what I love about doTERRA. I have some other companies that I use. I love, they come in jars though. This you just take with you. It's great for travel. Again, this is what I would say. You take this on the plane with you. You take this on a trip with you. This is what's going to help you get through with hydration, from skin to even appetite. So you'd go on a cruise, right? And you want to enjoy yourself, but take these with you for your joints, for your energy. So once you have your fundamental supplements to help, for your nutrition, the next in line would be a good collagen addition to your nutritional program.
Yeah. And what also distinguishes our collagen from others, it is 12 times more bioavailable than others, so it has superior absorption. And it also has something in it called NMN. So this is what I feel the most is NMN. And basically just quickly so that you understand how this works. Anybody here over 25? You probably all are. Well, that's the age when it all starts to change. Our natural production of collagen goes down. the natural production of a coenzyme in our cells called NAD+. NAD+ begins to decline at the age of 25. So there's lots of recent studies that show that by supplementing with NMN, it's going to help increase that NAD+ in our body. Why is that important? Well, NAD+ is very critical to your everything metabolic that's happening in your body. It converts food to energy, and then it protects the energy within the cells. And so it declines as we age until literally there's no more NAD+ in our bodies and we die. It is critical to our bodies. So having the NMN in the collagen, it's just so comprehensive. It does so many things. It's boosting the collagen in our body, but it also is boosting the NAD+, which is giving you energy, no more mental, more mental clarity. That to me, biggest shift that I saw in using this was just brain fog gone. And just, I feel like with that and the lifelong vitality, I just feel so good every day. And I feel it, don't take it. That's how you know it's working. If you're questioning whether or not your routine is working, stop taking it. And then metabolic system, it's helping the metabolic system as a whole. So the system as a whole is also going to help curb your appetite. A lot of people have seen sugar cravings curved with this system. And then there's also a MetaPower Assist that also helps the lower that blood sugar spike when we eat. Okay, so it's an amazing system. It's very comprehensive, and we're going to do a really deep dive on this later. So stay tuned for more information. Anything else you want to add, Artemis?
Just that, again, when you do the research on these products, not necessarily doTERRA, but if you take berberine, which is in MetaPower, when you take the NMN, which is in MetaPower, these are molecules, they're antioxidants, they're really powerful ingredients that when like Harvard studying them, professors are studying them, they're under case studies, and then doTERRA is already on board putting them in a system that's helping. So again, these are, it's not just like a pipe dream, so to speak. These have the science behind it to really bring benefits. Even the MetaPower, the metabolic blend, just the drops, or they also come in the little beadlets. I mean, it's got the cinnamon in it, the ginger in it, the peppermint, the lemon. That alone, all those different benefits that you get on the digestive system, on the inflammatory, if you're, they help with inflammation. Berberine is known to lower blood sugar. They're doing anti-diabetes studies on it right now. So again, there's a lot of powerful ingredients that I love that doTERRA is just on the cutting edge of using them, working with these. I know that I've heard that they work with Harvard on different things, and I've seen that. So that they take those ingredients and then put them in a really easy to use practical system. I mean, how much easier can this get? Like, you take this with you and you use it. I mean, it's fun. You pop one of these little beadlets in your mouth, they're fun. So it's just a win-win for me. Like I said, I use others. I use collagen in a big jar that you scoop out. Wonderful. But look at the added little bonuses that you get with all these. So to me, it's a win-win on this.
Yeah, love it. Love it. All right. So hopefully that's something that you guys are familiar with and are you're researching, but we'll have a call that's dedicated just to that. Let's talk just a little bit about gut health. We're going to pick up the pace here. But gut health is so vital to our well-being. Artemis, just a quick hit on why it's so important.
So our gut is really central station. Years ago, they thought it was the brain. It's not. We have over 100 trillion different microbiotics, like biome in our gut. There's things communicating. It's our first defense, our arsenal. It needs to be maintained, and it's constantly under attack, whether it's pollutants or medications or antibiotics, the food, the things we cook with, things are stress, things are constantly tearing down our gut. Now, normally it even on its own, it will heal, cells regenerate within a few days with the gut. But again, is what's going faster? It's a tug of war, which is it tearing down too fast for it to be rebuilt with as much as we're bombarded with. So this all helps with that. It helps with the healing, replenishing, nurturing, to give us a boost, because we need our gut. Number one, we need our gut to be intact so that it can help us. Without that, we're on a losing battle. So we need those those ingredients to help support that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a line called PB Assist. It's actually part of our Digest Zen line, all things digestive. So we've got our PB Assist there. We also have Parazyme. I love Parazyme, and it helps to break down the food that you're eating so that your body can absorb it and eliminate what needs to not be there. So these are some of our staple products. Just so you know, September is our convention, doTERRA's convention. And I'm going to tell you that if you can attend in person, you should totally come with us. It's going to be so much fun. But make sure you get a ticket, even if it's just a virtual ticket, to hear all of the new products that are announced, because rumor has it that we're going to be talking about microbiome quite a bit here in the next few months. So pay attention to that and join us if you can. Now, we talked a lot about nutrition and the importance of making sure we're fueling our bodies properly. A few years ago, doTERRA introduced our nutrition line. There are 3 different products here. We've got a protein, we've got greens, and we've got fiber. I'll let Artemis, you can tell us a little bit about each of these, or your thoughts on your favorite. I'll tell you, my favorite is the vegan protein. I am on a weight loss journey that's fun. And one of the things that I have learned is the importance of protein. I was not getting enough because of some diet restrictions that I have. And so I started using doTERRA's protein, and I went through several proteins, by the way, several proteins. And then I tried doTERRA's, and it's the only one that I can do 2 scoops of and not have any digestive issues at all. Most proteins that I've tried in the past, if I try to do more than 1 scoop for the extra protein, my stomach is like, no ma'am, we're not doing it. It's just so clean and well made. Anything in particular stand out to you, Artemis, about this line?
I love them all. I love the fiber is like the best tasting fiber that I've ever tried. Usually they're very grainy. If people have digestive issues, I don't necessarily always recommend fiber because it bloats people, especially the harsher ones. This is finely milled. And because all of doTERRA products have the essential oils in them, it really just helps with absorption. There's tummy tamers in there, but the fact that it just tastes fresh. It doesn't taste gritty or like sand or like dirt like others. It's just a fresh, lemony supplement that you can drink like pleasantly with just water. You don't have to hide it in something. The greens taste like pineapple. I think that's a great thing too. It doesn't taste like greens. It's there's a lot of great ingredients in there. So again, you're getting a supplementation. You didn't have your greens that day. You know, you just drink that. It's very refreshing. So, and I think I just saw something popped up that you can include the vegan protein, what did it say, in sauces. So I actually use the doTERRA vegan protein in my muffin mix. I make batches of muffins. I have been on a muffin journey. It started with searching for the perfect muffin, and I ended up making it. And I add no sweeteners, no oils. It is simply bananas and the vegan protein. And I use that as a 1/4 cup, and it replaces 1 of the cups of like flour. And it is so yummy. I put in blueberries, a little bit of walnut or whatever. I can make it in a variety of ways, but it's just enough sweetness. You get a protein muffin instead of just your, just a muffin. So it's a complete little meal. So between my blueberries, my walnuts, the banana, the organic oats, and the vegan protein, it is like so yummy and satisfying.
Yeah, I love it. You guys can scan the cookbook there. There's lots of great ideas. I was at a retreat with a woman who's on this desperate search for eggs. And I was like, why are you searching for eggs like this? And she's like, oh, that's what I eat every morning. She takes a scoop of the doTERRA protein. Now she does the regular vanilla protein. with an egg and makes pancakes. And she's like, oh, they're so good. And it's heavy with protein. So lots of great ideas there for you guys. Again, we're adding to, we don't have to focus on what we're taking away. There's just lots out there that our body's going to love, and it's going to give our body the fuel that it needs. I love that doTERRA makes this cost effective and easy, just easy to get what you need and keep it moving. All right. Now, one of the things that a lot of people use to doTERRA for is pain. They're in physical pain. A lot of it has to do with inflammation, and we've got so many products that are there to help with that. Of course, we're not here to diagnose or to treat or to cure anything, but these supplements really do help the body as it tries to heal itself, right? Our bodies are always trying to do that, trying to heal itself, trying to get into a state of homeostasis. And there are so many natural things out there in creation to help us do that. So one of our favorite lines is the Deep Blue line. So you may know the Deep Blue rub, the Deep Blue stick, the Deep Blue oil, but did you know there was a supplement called Deep Blue Polyphenol? I love this supplement. And fun fact, when you buy, and we'll talk about this towards the end, but when you buy Lifelong Vitality, you can add in a few supplements, and the Deep Blue Polyphenol is one of those that you can add in at a discounted rate. I think you get a little more than half off when you purchase Deep Blue Polyphenol with the Lifelong Vitality. So it's a blend of frankincense in there. There's turmeric, there's ginger. This is not the same as the oil, right? It's going to be different. It's going to be complementary, but so good to help with pain management. Artemis, anything?
Yeah, I say never be without this. There's two products that maybe are a little bit under whatever. They're not as, the focus is not so much on, and every household should have the Deep Blue Polyphenols and the DDR Prime capsules for all kinds of issues that may come up. So, over-the-counter NSAIDs, the non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, all of those will compromise your gut. So you may need to take one for your headache, but just remember, what is it doing to your gut? And so here's just a suggestion I make to my clients. It's just a recommendation. When you have a headache, before you reach for that over-the-counter NSAID, why not, first of all, have a glass of water, because you could just be dehydrated. Second, add a Deep Blue to that, because it is such strong anti-inflammatory properties in this little bottle. It is my only go-to for headaches. Personally, it helps me. They're gone within 10 minutes when I do have one on the occasion that I do. And then if you need a little bit more, take a magnesium, add some lavender to your temples, diffuse some past tense, add some past tense. I mean, there are so many options today where we don't have to compromise our microbiome health in order to get rid of some like minor aches and pains or headaches. Deep Blue should definitely be in your your first aid. Some people will take it every day. I feel like I don't need to take it every day. I leave it as my headache, aches and pains go-to.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And this is I see this as part of your natural medicine cabinet, right? So get these things, especially y'all, when they go on sale, or if there's some sort of promo, get them, put them away, because when you need them, you want them to be there, because if you order them, it's going to be another guy pay expedite to get it there, right? So make sure these are some key supplements that we just want to make sure that you know about and that you have in your arsenal for those moments when you need it. I love it. This is one of the ones that I use for my cycle. So anybody that knows my story, I was hospitalized because of how bad my periods were for many years. We'll talk a little bit about what I do now later, but the Deep Blue Polyphenol is one of my combinations that I use. I used to go through ibuprofen like nobody's business every 4 hours for the days leading up to and during my cycle. That was how I was able to function. Now I don't have to do that. When I do need something, I pull out the Deep Blue Polyphenol and I pair it with Copaiba, which we won't talk about today, but it's amazing. All right, so make sure you try the Deep Blue Polyphenol. Next up, many of you know, you can drop an emoji in the comments if you know about Adaptive. The Adaptive calming capsules give me life. In fact, it's how I live. It's the only way that I survived the pandemic. I will tell you, 2 times over the 2 years, that first year when we were on lockdown, 2 times I ran out of it. Okay. Some of you know me personally, you know, I'm not a big crier, but the 2 times that I ran out of it, because it was a heavy emotions during that time. Both times I found myself like in a little ball crying, like, what's the matter with me? My brain is like, something is the matter with me. And I'm like, oh, we need adaptive. Take the adaptive, within 10 minutes, I'm back to myself. It is an amazing supplement. It's got essential oils in there. You've got your lavender, you've got wild orange, fennel, but also you have some botanicals in there. You've got GABA and ahi flower. Ahi flower is very high in omega, very high in omega, so very good for your mental health. And that GABA acts like the brakes of the brain. Now, some people, like Artemis mentioned, some people use the adaptive capsules as needed. And then there are others of us who are just wired so tight, we need them every day. I take this every night before I go to bed. It is my lifeline. Artemis?
I take it every night too. This, again, I have so much stuff at my disposal, but this is my go-to for a great night's sleep. I take, both my husband and I, we take 1 adaptive, 2 copaiba and magnesium, about 600 milligrams every night for restful sleep. It helps readjust that GABA as a neurotransmitter, allows everything to slowly put on the brakes. So you can kind of go into that night shift, because when we need our sleep, we absolutely need our sleep. And it isn't where everything stops. It's where night shift takes over, where things begin, so that our cholesterol stays low, so our weight stays low, so our heart issues are down, so our memories are formed, right? So we need that restful sleep. That's a great go-to. So I do again, it's magnesium, adaptive, copaiba. I might pop a Serenity every now and then because of the L-theanine. I can rotate them in and out, but this is a nightly go-to for both my husband and I.
Yes, absolutely. And my nighttime routine is 1 adaptive, 1 copaiba soft gel, and 1 Serenity soft gel, which we'll talk about here in a minute. I'm very anxious by nature, so sleep for me is when my brain is like, hey, don't you want to do all the things that need to be done, right? And so trying to calm that down is so important. So why don't we talk next about Serenity? This is not the same as the essential oil. It is a complementary system. It has lavender, L-theanine, lemon balm, passion fruit, and chamomile in there. So it's got oils and also some botanicals. It's such a great nighttime sleep aid, or just to help calm you. When I fly, I'm a very anxious traveler. If anybody ever has the pleasure of traveling with me, I take 2 of these, 2 Serenity, 2 adaptive, 2 copaiba. That's how anxious I get when I fly, and it's really very calming. What's your experience with Serenity, Artemis?
Well, the same. I love the rotation, and I don't know if we're going to be talking about the copaiba in a little bit, but each of these products all helps relax from a different point of view, a different angle. So you've got the GABA in the adaptive, you got the L-theanine, along with all these other relaxing, again, complementary oils, these high quality botanicals that bring the system down. So, sometimes we don't sleep for different reasons. Sometimes it's stress, sometimes it's anxiety, sometimes it's hormones, sometimes because we ate a little bit too much. There's different reasons why we don't sleep. So we can't keep pushing the same thing at it. Even though I do take the GABA every night, like I said, sometimes I'll rotate in this product because I know that I need a little bit of a different angle to hit my nervous system so it can calm down. So that's why I love, again, the doTERRA products, because they acknowledge that we have anxiety, we have nerves, we have stress for different reasons, and it addresses each of those with their different products.
Yeah, I love that. That's interesting. Okay, so how about turmeric? These capsules are awesome. It's a dual chamber capsule. You're getting both the oil and the turmeric extract. Together, it's going to be 11% more effective than just the oil alone or just the extract alone. Partly because of that dual chamber pill that it's in. This is going to be some of these, like I said, we're going to be diving into different modules down the line. This is going to be part of our pain management masterclass, because so much of pain is a result of inflammation. Artemis, how do you use turmeric, or do Do you recommend it for your clients ever?
Absolutely. So we talk about oil shots, not just the capsules. That we do turmeric, ginger, cinnamon in the morning. It really hits all the areas that we need: anti-inflammatory, digestive, blood sugar. These are fantastic capsules. That is something proprietary. I have spoken about this forever, in that doTERRA is on the cutting edge. I believe other companies will follow suit in the future as far as putting oils in with the supplements to get them to absorb better, to get them to work from different angles. Essential oils, we've, from the scientific standpoints of Dr. David Hill and all the benefits that oils provide to our immune system. You guys need to look that up. It's just very, very impressive. So when I see something like this in a dual chamber, same way that the PB Assist is, where it will break down in the small intestine where we need it to break down so that it can absorb well, go to the bloodstream. It's just to me, it's a no-brainer. When I see something that's that well put together, it becomes a no-brainer. I'm taking it. That's what I'm using over all the other things that I have to use. That dual chamber is it's brilliant. It's a brilliant delivery system.
Yeah, it is. And those of you who are new to doTERRA, you might not know that what Artemis is saying about doTERRA is at the cutting edge. It really, truly is. It is all about science. When we go to our retreats, every training I go to, I feel like I'm in chemistry class. Like they make sure that we understand the science behind these oils, and that has made it. That's why it's my go-to, because I trust them and I know that they've done their research on all of these products. So for me, I'm able to rest assured that the products are well researched and studied. Now, let's talk a little bit about hormone health. Just so you know, ladies, as what most of us here are women, almost every function in our bodies and as women is controlled by hormones, right? They're going to affect everything from our physical health to our emotional well-being. And so getting them in balance is so important. And there's just so many things that can throw them off balance, the way that we live our lives day to day. Just environmental stressors, all kinds of things can affect our hormones. So this is part of my story that has been very powerful. I was on birth control pills for 25 years. 25 years. I started when I was 15 because I had such terrible cycles. I could not have a cycle where I was not, vomiting and in such excruciating pain. I was hospitalized constantly for weeks at a time. I was missing so much school. It was a whole big thing. So I had to get on birth control pills very early in life. Did not feel good about it, but I had to do what I had to do, right? And so once I got into my 40s, one of the things that I really wanted to do was get off of birth control. But what do I do? Where do I go? And that's where doTERRA came. And that's actually what piqued my curiosity with doTERRA. This is what I take: phytoestrogen. Phytoestrogen. I came off of birth control pills. I think it's been 2.5 years, almost 3 years, without, maybe longer, without any issues, which if you've been on them that long and you come off, usually your body goes a bit haywire. It did not, because I researched it and I used the phytoestrogen. 2 a day is what I need. And I was very in tune with my diet and my exercise, and all of those things results in a much better cycle experience. I didn't know cycles weren't supposed to, have you crippled down. I didn't know it was supposed to be that big of a deal, because for me, it was. The phytoestrogens, these are compounds that are found in plants that are similar to the estrogen produced in the body. So it really helps to very gently and naturally support the hormones. Such an amazing product, a lifeline for me, as well as the bone nutrient. We know as we age, that is something that we need to be aware of. And so this one has very high bioavailable forms of vitamin C, vitamin D, calcium, magnesium, and other trace minerals. Artemis, you use or recommend any of these products?
Yeah. So interestingly enough, I'm talking about these in my workshop because we talked about bone, osteoporosis or osteopenia. And sometimes it's not just that we're lacking calcium, but we're lacking being able to the conversion so that our body can use it. So the bone nutrient has the other supplements in there that work synergistically to help metabolize the calcium in the body. So it has the vitamin D, it has the vitamin C. Zinc also works as a hormone in certain instances. And so it's all in here. And again, at proper ratios to allow that calcium to work as well. But vitamin D is also just so important for bone strength and integrity. And it's in here, and it's in the right ratios. The phytoestrogen, and I don't know if people still have this question, but they always wonder about the soy and the estrogen. And if I'm estrogen dominant, why am I taking soy? Well, so here's how it works. When you have a light estrogen, it actually will pull out excess bad estrogen that we have in our body. So it kind of replaces and then eliminates the stuff that we don't need and gives us a good quality phytoestrogen that our body can use in many ways. And then it's also got the pomegranate. Again, we've got another heavy duty antioxidant in there, as well as the flaxseed. And so anyways, great product. Don't be afraid of the soy. There's only a few exceptions in that. I mean, I keep thinking when people talk about, well, will it, even men sometimes will give me like man boobs or whatever. I'm thinking, do you know the type of food that people eat with all these bad hormones in there? And they're not worried about all that, but they're worried about taking like a phytoestrogen supplement. Sometimes people just don't think. They hear it and then they repeat it without thinking. So I'm just here to say we can do it. High quality soy we can take. It's not a problem. It doesn't add to the problem. It helps to balance the problem.
Yeah. And I will tell you, I was concerned about it as well when I saw it, because I'm so sensitive to soy, but I tried it anyway, and all it did was help. So it is definitely the quality and how it's processed. So I love that. Thank you for explaining that. All right, guys, we're nearing the end here. We've got 3 more supplements to tell you about. How many of you know about Mito 2 Max? So this is another great, so some people are not able to take the MetaPower Advantage for various reasons. So Mito 2 Max is a really great supplement to add with the Lifelong Vitality, or to use as needed. It's supporting the mitochondria within the body to really help energize it. I feel like Artemis will be able to explain it better, but Artemis, any thoughts on Mito 2 Max?
Yeah, it has mushrooms in there of adaptogens, so they help in so many ways, from energy to that mitochondrial support. So it's not just pushing, something that's going to spike your adrenals for a little bit and then crash you. It's giving you food to eat or for your body to utilize. Most people that are on the Vitality Pack don't need it. I'll be honest with you, but if there is a day, like say you need an extra little boost, that it's a great pre-workout, supplement, or if you had an extra, if you're really depleted, but you have to keep going, that's when you take it. So again, it's not something that you really need every day, but it works when you do use it. Unless you don't take the Vitality Pack, then it is a good food to take for that energy.
Yeah, absolutely. I keep it, but I don't need it. If I have like an early morning workout, I'll take 1 or 2 of them, but it's not something that I need to take on or rely on a regular basis. How about Zendocrine, Artemis? Let's talk a little bit about Zendocrine. This is a supplement that is designed to really help support the cleansing and filtering organs in our body. So the liver, the colon, the lungs, and the skin. It helps to boost those so that they work the way that they should. So we talked earlier about how the body's always trying to, reset itself and get into a state of homeostasis, a state of balance, and to heal itself. And so we've got these filtering organs to help get out all of the stuff that we have to deal with all the time. And so Zendocrine, it features juniper berry in there, which is really great for our filtering organs. Such a great addition. This isn't something that, again, I take every day, but I do take cycles of this. And this is a whole food extract, but there is also a Zendocrine essential oil soft gel and an oil. They pair very well together. Artemis, your thoughts on it?
Yeah, just that, like you said, there's certain things, and on my classes, this is one thing that I really stress. You don't have to take everything every day. These are things that I recommend quarterly, like do your cleanse. I recommend this with GX Assist that has the caprylic acid in there, liver support. This has the juniper berry. You don't need to take this every day, but you want to do this cleanse that's supportive. Remember, when we say cleanse, it's kind of a misnomer. Our body's kind of already doing that. So you don't need more things to really harshly pull stuff out. You want things that also are putting things back in, which the ingredients of Zendocrine and the GX Assist have. It's supporting the body as it's giving it a little bit of an extra push for support of the kidneys and the liver. So I recommend quarterly cleanses. I don't know. I need to come up with a different word than cleanse, but these are those types of things that help support to give you kind of like a reboot. How about that? A reboot. So GX Assist and Zendocrine, I kind of recommend at the same time, and doing it depending again on your health. Did you take an antibiotic? Were you sick? Do this in your GX Assist.
Yeah. doTERRA actually has go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
To say doTERRA has a cleanse. There's a cleanse and restore kit out there, and it uses that GX Assist. And I think they recommend that you do the Zendocrine for 10 days. You pull in the GX Assist and do that for 10 days. And then you follow with the probiotic for 10 days.
That's right.
Yeah, that's their 30-day reset. So I've tried that. It's intense. That GX Assist is intense if you've never done it before. So yeah, I think this is a really great supplement to know about, and to have again in your repertoire.
Mm-hmm.
And we're running out of time here, so I'm going to quickly go through this next one here. This is the yarrow palm. I don't know if you guys are familiar with yarrow palm. It's a really great antioxidant. And this comes in a supplement form. And the goal here is to kind of let the skin glow from the inside out. It's going to help to boost the collagen production in the body. This is a vegan formula. So for those of you who are vegan that can't take the collagen, then this is a good alternative for you. Artemis, do you use this, or do you have any thoughts on it?
This is one of the most exciting things. Everything we talk about, I know, like, I'm excited about this, but I'll tell you a real funny story real quick. When I was starting off in my wellness journey, it was in my late teens. I was looking for natural things even back then. 5 years ago. No, but anyways, so I would actually use natural things. Like, I remember using cinnamon as a bronzer. This is where my mind has been. When I found out, because I kept thinking, if it's on your skin, it goes in your body, right? So why am I putting chemicals? So years ago, I was thinking like that. So when I found that this could be a serum that you use on your skin, and then you take it and you drop it on your tongue, I was like, what? I could not have been any happier. These are the kinds of things that become no-brainers for me. I would use this over anything else. So yes, I have the capsules because I will get the kit every now and then, but I just love doing it's my nightly thing, because, and Dr. David Hill talked about how yarrow and pomegranate works on tissues, both external and internally, right? So I just love my little ritual of putting it on my skin and then also dropping it on my tongue.
Yes, I love the yarrow palm. It's awesome. So many good things, guys, right? Did you take notes? Do you have a list of things that you want to try now? I hope so, because I know we went through it fast, but just so you know, a lot of these things are going to come back up in our series as we continue month over month. So I want to make sure you guys know about what's coming next. We're going to be talking about how we can live a low tox life. All right. Did you know that since 1950, humans have invented more than 70,000 new chemical compounds and introduced them into our environment? 70,000. Okay. And those chemicals, some of them are life-saving, have turned into life-saving drugs and things that we use and rely on, but so many of them have made their way into our day-to-day lives. They wreak havoc on our bodies, on our hormones, and they lead to disease. And so we're going to be talking about some low toxic options, some swaps, some very easy swaps that we can do so that we can reduce our toxic load and allow our bodies to work the way that they should, right? Allow it to reset and do the things that it needs to do. So stay tuned for that. That class is going to be on Friday, July 28th at noon. So save the date. I will send out information about it, but save the date. Remember to register so that you will get the replay, even if you are unable to make it. And two more things I want to make sure you guys know before we open it up to Q&A is maximize your membership. Most of you are here because you have a doTERRA membership. We'll learn how to use it, guys, because it's one of the most generous programs that I've seen, where you purchase through loyalty reward, and then you're going to get reward points back that you can then redeem for free product. Okay. And so you'll get this slide. You can look at this later in the replay. But just know, excuse me, I'll send this out with the replay. Their monthly gifts, 125 PV order placed by the 15th of the month. You're going to get some freebies. If you get your order over 100 PV, you're going to get your free shipping, right? And then there's lots of exclusive kits and discounts that are only available through the LRP, like getting your Deep Blue and your Advantage at a discounted rate when you purchase LLV, the Lifelong Vitality, right? That's setting this up for us so that we can get the things that go very well together, those foundational support tools. They set us up to get them at a discounted rate. So make sure you know how to use your membership, and make sure you use your points. I know a lot of you stack your points, but they do expire after a year. So you'll start to lose them. So if you don't use them, you'll lose them. Now, something that I want to make sure everybody here knows about is there is a new program that launched in April of this year. It is called Refer a Friend. And I call it Let doTERRA Pay for doTERRA. You love your products. You probably talk about your products. Now you have a link that you can share with your friends and family so that they can get started in their journey. And then when they order their first order, you will get 20% back in what we call doTERRA dollars. And those dollars are as good as cash as it relates to doTERRA. It'll pay for anything. So it's different from the reward points. It'll pay for anything from shipping to taxes, all the things. It's like cash money that you can use for doTERRA. So make sure you go online and find your refer code and share it out with all your friends and family. Give them the gift of health, and guess what you get? Free healthcare, free natural healthcare. All right, guys, we are so grateful that you guys were able to join us today. Like I said, if you registered, you will receive the replay of this as well as the presentation that you can go back and look at. How about we open it up for a little bit of Q&A? We've got, we don't always have Artemis here, so why don't we open it up? If anybody has any questions. I did see one question in the chat that I wanted to bring. Artemis, this was about Zendecrine. Karen wants to know is, would this help someone with alcoholism?
So that I saw that, and that's a good question. So it depends on where are we in that phase. Is somebody, are they off of it, or are they trying to get off of it? Are we talking about restoring the liver? And of course, these types of formulations do help. Sometimes somebody that is going through a struggle with that or trying to get off needs something a little bit stronger, possibly. So that would be up for discussion, but you might want to research things like alpha lipoic acid for something like that, as well as a prescription called naltrexone. So, but as far as cleansing, if you're over it and you want to support the system, these are all great products. That in the GX Assist, those two products are because caprylic acid is the precursor to alpha lipoic acid. So those are two just wonderful products to have for supporting the body through cleanses. But there's also things that you might see again, that question being more specific, then you have like maybe some symptoms that you might be going through as you're getting off of it. Then you've got other products like the Copaiba or Adaptive or Serenity that can help with other issues, or balance, or, for grounding. So again, it's kind of, what are we looking at when we're talking about that question? But yes, there are several good products that doTERRA has. You also might want to research outside of it.
Awesome. Any other questions that you guys have for Artemis while we have her here? How about my mother-in-law, Denise Flynn?
So this I found to be very interesting. I I'm sorry, I started a program last month because I wanted to reset, so to speak. This is how I was thinking nutritionally. So the program has me taking amino acids, like you have to take 10 capsules a day, and greens in the form of a smoothie or a drink. And so I'm thinking once I wean away from that, because I just find it hard to take so many of these amino acids and why it's necessary, I'm wondering. Even though I like your comment about it's not what you feel, but how you feel. You said something like that. You know, I felt better.
Feel, but sometimes what you don't feel. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel better in that I feel a little healthier. I feel healthier. But it just seems like, why so many amino acids?
So let me speak to, actually, amino acids are crucial. They play different roles. And like, for instance, glutamine is just critical in healing the gut. If we have leaky gut, most Americans have it with that standard American diet, or SAD, like we like to joke around. However, but I would never recommend capsules in amino acids. Amino acids, usually you need a powder, because 10 capsules, that alone will wipe you out right there, especially if you want to take your other stuff, your multivitamins, or your vitamin D, or your magnesium, or your other stuff. So I recommend a powder in that. However, so amino acids are critical. This is what I'm drinking right now. I'm drinking amino acids, but this is an amazing way to also do what amino acids do. These are a little bit smaller molecules in this, but both play a role. So I will drink my amino acids before or after a workout. Pleasant tasting. It's a different brand. You're welcome to, I could talk to you more about that, but then taking this with you, all that helps. So this would be the doTERRA's version, and I'm sure that doTERRA will be coming out with something else, knowing doTERRA, with amino acids as well.
So it is necessary, because I was
they're vital. They're the building block. They're the smaller. There's like peptides, amino acids. This has tripeptides in it, but the amino acids, we need them. Some our body makes, but some it doesn't. We need to take them, from an outside source. They're important in healing and rebuilding. Yes, but you don't have to take them in pills. I'm not really understanding the 10 pills. That is a lot. A nice tasting powder from a good quality, brand can do the job too.
And mention again the 9 collagens.
In doTERRA, there's 9 different types of collagens that, and they're bonded in a way to make them absorbable in the body, so we can actually utilize them.
Yeah, I highly recommend you tune in in September for the new products that are released. I've heard rumors that an amino acid is coming as well.
Very good. I knew it.
Yeah, there's also a woman that I follow who works in corporate now, doTERRA, and she posts a lot about magnesium. So I'm like, we'll be getting a magnesium soon. So stay tuned. They're on it. They're on top of it.
Just as a general, just since we're talking about that, I recommend the Vitality Pack daily. Whether you're taking all 4, of each, or 2, take it daily. Give yourself a break, maybe once a week from everything. Do your probiotics, do your digestive enzymes, magnesium and vitamin D. Those are really, and then drink an amino acid thing, or drink your collagen. I mean, that's really complete. You do that, after a few weeks, you're just going to feel different, because you're literally nourishing your body with things that we just don't get. And that's what we're talking about today, supplementation to things that we don't get. And we just don't eat as well as we think we eat anyways. So these are all those things that help fill in the holes of areas that are gaps that are in our foundation. That, like I said, that's the starter kit.
Yeah, I love it. Artemis, so we're over time at this point. We do have a few more questions that have come in. So first I want to say, go follow her. She puts so much content out, very, very helpful content about doTERRA products and other products. I'm going to drop her Instagram here. Artemis also has weekly, right, Artemis? It's weekly
I do.
workshop. She has one this afternoon.
My workshops are every Friday at 3 Eastern. I did them because of my clients. It's great for community. It's at the end of the week when we need a little bit of a boost. And it really started just kind of, on the fly. I had several questions during the week of the same question. I said, hey, why don't we all jump on together? And now 2 years later, we're still meeting every week as community, discussing all kinds of nutritional things. Today is part 2 of supplements, believe it or not. And I will be discussing some doTERRA as well as some others, herbs, homeopathics, essential oils, antioxidants, polyphenols, all that will be discussed today.
Love it. How can they get on your distribution list, or if they like to, is it open to everybody or just your clients?
No, it's open to everybody. And that it happened when my clients would say, can I invite my friend? Can I have a friend? I'm like, absolutely. Everybody can benefit. And I actually say, since I am a functional nutrition coach, that I want them to interview me. You're getting a free consultation. We can't be as specific, but you're getting a free consultation with, your questions. So interview me and see if we're a good fit for down the line. If you ever need me on a one-on-one basis, you can do it just, email thehappinesshabit@yahoo.com. That's really the best way. All we need is your email so we can add you to our newsletter list. We only email once a week for whatever that workshop is coming up. You can also find us on Instagram at The Happiness Habit. So it's thehappinesshabit@yahoo.com, Instagram, The Happiness Habit. And then there's all those links to my full script dispensary, doTERRA dispensary, Amazon store. It's all there through Instagram. So
yep.
We'd love for you to join us. Yeah.
Yes, I love it. I'll make sure I include that in the follow-up as well, to follow Artemis. If you are not following me on Insta, I've got a message here. It's Hey Danny Flynn on Instagram and on Facebook and on YouTube. And I will post these workshops there as well on all 3 places, so you'll know when they're coming and if we do anything in addition to this. So thank you guys so much for coming. Artemis, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was a real pleasure for you to be here. Loved it. Love y'all. And if you have more questions, like I see amino acids, something vegans can take. I am vegan too. There are vegan amino acids. So just so you know, all these questions can be answered. Anyways, it was a pleasure, Danny.
I love it. All right. Thank you guys so much. Have a great weekend and we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.